Hello, I'm back properly this time. I've been thinking about coming back for only about a week or two now, because I really did enjoy doing the videos and my channel was really starting to build followers and build support, and I'm kind of so mad at myself that I put a stop to it back then. So for those that are just joining me and never watched me before, first of all, welcome, and I really hope you do stick along. And for those that stuck by me and watched me for that short time last year, thank you so much, and I really hope you take the time to watch my videos again, because I'll be forever grateful. Does that sound right? Yeah, just not that you have to watch my videos, but I hope you enjoy watching my videos. I think life got in the way. For those of you that don't know, I was diagnosed with motor neurone disease, and I become ill, and that kind of sent me on a spiral. No one ever tells you how hard life's going to be, do they? And I think we all get on with our lives and we don't really talk or share or open up. And it's so hard to feel alone when you haven't really got to feel that way. Like, I've lost contact with all my friends. I've kind of not text back. I've not answered phone calls for quite a long time now. And it's all to do with this. They're better off without me, because I feel like I'm just so down all the time. Like, I have been really in a dark place since I got ill middle of last year. And to other people, I probably don't seem that way. But you just can't help what you feel inside, can you? So that's kind of why the videos took a back seat. I lost all self-belief, all self-confidence, and just thought, why on earth would anyone want to watch me? I'm still getting there. I've been ill and in hospital quite a few times over the past 12 months. I was ill over Christmas, etc. But I'm not going to let that stop me this time. I think the problem was as well last time, I think I was trying to make it enjoyable for people too much. And everything you saw was real, and my life was all real. Nothing was made up, nothing was put on. But you spend so much, I spent so much time retaking it, stopping, retaking it, stopping, where it was kind of taking all the fun out of it, and then I had to edit it, cut this, cut that. And I think I've made a promise to myself this time that I'm just going to press record. If I make a mistake, I'm going to carry on. Obviously, I will retake if I really need to, but I think it just takes the pressure off, and I'm just going to turn the camera on. I'm going to put out one video a week, and if that's me sewing the same quilt every week, or if that's me crocheting, if that's me English paper piecing, or if that's me just sitting in a field with the animals, so be it, and that's what it will be. And if people don't want to watch, then that's absolutely fine, and I appreciate that. And if they do, thank you so much. So I thought, if I'll get back into what my channel is and who I am. So my name's Brad. I live in a farm in Shropshire, where we rescue animals, and we've got a whole host of animals, from pigs to alpacas to sheep to goats. And if you watch back on my previous videos, I introduce you to all of those too. And on the very last video of mine, we was just getting piglets. So they're nearly one now. Well, they're over one now. So during the next few weeks, I'll be introducing you to them again. As I mentioned previously in the video, I was diagnosed with motor neurone disease. So I had to pack in work a couple of years ago. So life's been a bit of a struggle. as I know it is for a lot of people out there. At the moment, I don't know anyone that isn't struggling, if it's financially or emotionally, or life is just hard. But I really hope that I can put out 10 to 15 minutes a week of just some kind of escapism for anyone that watches. And just filming this is like a bit of escapism for me. So yeah, sorry, let me just have a drink in my new mug. Isn't it nice? Tom, my partner's sister, bought it me for my birthday back in January. So is that sister-in-law? I think so. Anyway, yeah, so obviously I disappeared for a bit. Life got a bit messy, as I've mentioned. I won't go too far into that because I don't want to bore people, and I don't want to be feeling like a victim. Yeah. So around 18 months ago now, I thought, what can I do with myself? What can I do with my hands? Because my hands aren't that good anymore, and I wanted to keep them moving in some way. And I thought, I'm going to start crocheting. Instantly fell in love with that. Never even thought about it before. I just woke up one morning and thought, crochet. So I ordered a ball of wool, crochet hook, and off I went. Then I started learning about all kinds of other crafts, and I went down the dark path of quilting. And since I did that, I have become a fiend for anything fabric related, anything of colour, anything of haberdashery. At the moment, I'm addicted to buying quilting rulers. Don't ask me why. The original plan was to make an accessible clothing brand, as certain clothes aren't no good for me anymore. But since I fell upon quilting, I've just not looked back. That was another reason why I wanted to start these YouTube videos back up, because I've got my eye on a Bernina 790 Pro, and it's either get monetized on YouTube, which I'm hoping to do, or rob a bank. And since I'm in a wheelchair 90% of the time when I go out these days, the likelihood of me being caught is extremely high. So I'm back on YouTube. So yeah, what was I saying? I'm gonna show you my quilts and some blankets that I've been making, and then we'll crack on. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to show you some of my quilts, if you're interested. If not, you can switch off what I've been making. So I opened Etsy a couple of weeks ago, and I've put some of my work on Etsy. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. I just thought, if I can make quilts and then sell quilts, or crochet blankets and sell them, it's just a little bit of income for me, and it makes me feel like a normal human again. So one of the things for sale on my Etsy account is this. So it's a little baby quilt. I saw this panel on a shop when I was scrolling through, as I do, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So it's a Rendale panel. So I've diced it up a little bit. I hope you can see it. You see that? Quilted it, and then obviously put a binding on, and I absolutely love it. I'm so chuffed with it. I say, if you do want to see any of these more in detail, they're on my Etsy page. Just slip that one in yet again. So that's the first one. I made this for Mum for Christmas. This is like a Tilda stocking. Absolutely love this too. And she loved it, luckily enough. I've become absolutely obsessed with Tilda. So I didn't really know who she was until last year. God forgive me. But I have become, since I have found out, I have become utterly obsessed. I can't get enough of her fabric. I can't get enough of her. I can't get enough of her patterns. So there'll be a lot of tilde on my videos to come. This was the crochet blanket I made. It's made out of 100% merino wool. This again is for sale in my Etsy. The stocking isn't, obviously, but this is. I don't really know how to show things off on here because the camera's so small. But I hope you can get the look of that. So it's like all bloody hell, all neutral tones: sage, blush, brown, beige, and I'm not very good when it comes to complimenting myself, but I am really, really chuffed with this, and it's so soft. Oh yeah. So if you do want to buy this for a baby to come, or you know where to find it, link in description. I made this, I had loads of William Morris scraps. I made Mom a William Morris quilt for her birthday. I think it was last July, and I had loads of scraps. So my mum bought me a new sewing machine for Christmas, a Juki 2200 straight stitch, which I had my eye on too. And I thought the best way to use it is make another little lap quilt for her. One of my favourite blocks is a log cabin, so I made this, as I say, using the scraps from that. Again, I'm not sure how much you can see. I'll try and get some better clips of this later, but I'll add a photo into the video, you know, rather than trying to fight it. But I'm really, really chuffed with that as well, and I really like the quilting on it. I think quilting is something that I love the quilting part, I love everything about it, but the actual quilting stage I find really, well, just not enjoyable. I think trying to fight a big quilt under like a domestic sewing machine is just hard work. And I think it's great if you do and you want to do it, but I don't want to send mine off to someone. I kind of want to be the maker from start to finish. So also in my sights is a long arm quilting machine. Is that what they're called? A long arm. That would be amazing, but I need a bigger house. I need more room. I need a lottery win, I think, for that to happen. But we can all live and dream, can't we? And then finally, I went to the Festival of Quilts last year. Best 3 days of my life. I only planned to go for the one day, and I had to keep going back because I just loved it. That was my element. That was my dream. I just absolutely loved it. My credit card came in really handy that weekend. Still paying it back, but who cares, huh? And this was for sale. It was a Liberty quilt kit, and I forgot was it Sewbox? Sewbox, that was it. And I bought the quilt kit from Sewbox, and I just absolutely love it. So this is on my bed. Can you see that? So again, it is just a log cabin quilt. And those of you that know Liberty would have probably seen this. It uses their the latest range at the time, which was, I think it's Craft Garden. I just fell in love with it. And I messaged for help, and they used my quilt to advertise the quilt kit on the website. So that was kind of like a little boost and a little buzz for me. That was the moment when I thought, you know what? I'm actually not that bad, and I need to stop being so hard on myself. So that's all I've basically made. See, the thing is, this is the problem I've got. You go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, and a lot of people I follow always show the quilts off and stuff, and they're always absolutely amazing. A lot better than I could ever do. But I watched one video I think it was late December, and she was doing like what she'd made in the 12 months previous. and she'd made something like 30 quilts, and I was just like, how, and that kind of put me on a bit of a downer. I don't know how she manages it. Like, I've managed what, like 3 or 4 last year maybe, and that one of them was in January. And it kind of makes you feel like you're not good enough or you're doing something wrong. And I know that's the stupid way of thinking, but I would love to get that many out, 20, 30 quilts. That's kind of my dream. I basically want to get as many quilts made before I deteriorate to a point where I can't make them anymore. Anyway, enough about that. I'll show you what I'm working on at the moment. So, as I mentioned, I'm obsessed with Tilda, and she had a new fabric line out, Songbird. And I chose a quilt pattern that really showed off the fabric, because I just thought it was too beautiful to chop into little pieces and not see. So I'll just show you that. I've been quilting it now for about 2 days. The plan was to hand quilt it, so I'd never done it before, and I started hand quilting it, and I wasn't amazing at it, but I spent about 2 weeks just on scrap fabric, in out, practicing, and by the end of it, I was kind of okay with what I was achieving. Then when I started translating that onto this, I just didn't feel like it was quite right. Probably because I'm not good enough for a start, but I just feel like it didn't do anything for the quilt. So I went back to my trusted machine and started that. So I'm hoping to be finished quilting this by the end of today. It's only early. I'm looking at my watch that I haven't got on. So yeah, and then I can start doing the binding and stuff, and then it'd be on to the next one. But I'll just quickly show you this. I can talk for England, can't I? Everyone that knows me knows I can talk, but I can talk and talk and talk. So I need to shut up and just get on with the video, because otherwise it's going to be about 3 hours long. But this is, yeah, the quilt I made, like I say, and the pattern is Pamaniki Lintoff. Apologies if I've got that wrong. I'll put the link in the description for the pattern. I just fell in love with it. And in theirs, they used Tilda, but they used the Jubilee fabric collection, I believe. This could all be wrong. But yeah, I'll put the link in the description below. And I'll put a picture on of this, because it's too big to show really. But this was the quilt I was working on my video, well, the short I put out on Thursday. So it's really heavy, so I'm struggling, but you get the gist. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that fabric. It's just beautiful. Can you see that? Oh, I'm in love. So yeah, so I'm just gonna I'll get ready, get some things out the way, pop my gloves on, and then I'll do a bit of quilting with you. So I'll see you in a sec. So I'm back, I'm ready, got my gloves on. So for this, I just decided to echo quilt around the stars. The one I'm using says you can quilt up to 10 inches apart. The middle square is 8 inches. So I haven't decided yet if to leave that to really show off the fabric, or should I actually put something in. I'm not sure yet. Leaving it completely unquilted is a bit worrying, for me anyway. But I like it without. So that'd be something I'm thinking about as I'm going forward. Yeah, I'll shut up now and I'll start quilting. Right, I'm finally done. It's been a good few hours since I last spoke to you, and I'm ready to call it a day for now. I always feel like that after quilting. I think I wish I only ever do straight line quilting at the moment, and I am learning free motion, but I'm a long way off where I want to be. And I never feel like my quilting is... You never look at my quilting and go, wow, that's amazing. Do you know, you see some of these quilts and they've got all these like floral designs and they look incredible, don't they? That's never really what my quilts are about. It's normally the piecing is the main focal point, and then the quilting is just like hidden away, which I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. That's the kind of thing I do like, especially for what I use the quilts for, because I want them to be cuddly and cosy, and I like them to be... I've used a number of different style waddings, and this is the first one where I hold the quilt and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And this is a 60-40, so it's 60% wool, 40% polyester. And I've always been a bit unsure about polyester, but I think it's my new favourite wadding. It's got a nice thickness to it, it's warm, it's beautiful, and I'm actually going to put this for sale on my Etsy. So all that's left to do now is the binding. So I don't think I'll do that today. I really want to, but I don't think I feel up to it yet, really. I might even make that another video. So I'm trying to cut that, sew it down, and it's meant to be a really nice weather this week, so I can hand stitch it down when I'm sat in the field with the animals. I think that'd be quite nice. Like I say, yeah, that can be another video. If you are interested in following me on Instagram or checking out my Etsy and seeing what's there, as I say, this will be soon. This beautiful quilt could be yours. Or you just want to give me a follow on Instagram, like I say, it's loveyoumorebybrad. But I will find my card. I ain't got the card. 2 seconds. Can you see that? Love You More by Brad. I'll leave the links in the description box so you can go and check those out. My Instagram, I've only started it a couple of weeks ago, so there's only a couple of posts. I'm not very good at social media. And as I say, I haven't been in the right headspace for a long, long time. So I always put that to one side when I feel like that. But I really am gonna try and get back onto posting and stuff and building a following. But thank you so much for watching. I'll call it a day now. It's been such a long video. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe leave me some comments to see if there's anything you want to see, or yeah, just say hello, because I love reading them, and I do try and reply to all of them. So thank you so much. Have an amazing week. Love ya. See ya.